Hey everybody, it's Mr. Vance, and today I want to show you how to draw Batman. Here's one example that I have. Um, so yeah, coming up with this how-to guide, I had to draw this a few times, so don't be discouraged if you need to practice on this. Yeah, so with that, I'm going to say let's go ahead and get started. Alright, I'm going to draw this where I draw all of the small ones for you so that you can see the steps over and over. So the first step, we want to draw an oval, and it's almost a rectangle, and you draw that on the left hand side of the oval, the bottom left hand side. So I'm going to draw this a few times. And I've been a fan of Batman for actually quite a while. I've watched the animated series growing up. I always thought it was great. And what I really like about the animated series is that Batman is a real detective in that series. He's always like breaking into places and scoping out stuff and doing real detective work. So I really like that about that show. Um, so I'll draw a few more of these. So I was watching season 1 and I noticed that the Scarecrow scene, episode, like the last episode of that season, uh, they used in the Dark Knight trilogy almost exactly. It was pretty good to see. After all these years, revisiting the show, noticing some cool stuff about it. All right, so now that I have all these drawn out, I want to go ahead and um, go to step 2, which I always think of this shape as like a letter J, except for it doesn't have a big hook. It just goes down and then curves off. And then for the other part of the neck, it's a curved line that swoops out to the left. And then I draw this extra little line right here. So I'm going to draw that so it looks like the letter J, and it looks like the letter R or the letter Y, however you want to look at that. So I'm going to draw this a few more times. Let's see where we are for step 3. The chin might be a little too big on some of these, but I'll fix that up. Alright, the last one. We'll see where we are. I'm going to touch some of these up. Alright, for step 3, we got to work on the eyes. And this can be a tricky part because they're two triangles. And I had to practice a few times to get these down. But the best I can say for these is the eye on the left points downward and looks like an arrow pointing to the left, this way. And this eye looks like a triangle pointing to the right, but it's a little bit bigger than this eye. And that's because it's closer to you, the way that you know, the perspective is. And so I'm going to draw these eyes 3 more times just so you can see what it looks like. So I'm going to draw them with arrows this time so as you can see what I mean about them pointing to the left and to the right. So their points go that way, and so let me go ahead and it took me a few tries. So please just keep at this if you want, you know, to get good at this. And one more time. Cool. We'll see how that turns out. But let's go to move to step 4, which really we're gonna draw the bottom of his mask and all around his chin. We're gonna define those areas, and the area right next to his left eye. There's actually a little bit of detail there that you have to think about. So the first thing I want to show you is for his mask. It looks like the letter V. And on the right hand side, it's just a little bit longer. So bring that line down and curve out. So this looks like a big letter J. And for the front of his face, down onto it goes into his chin. It's actually a pointy shape right here at the bottom of his chin. We draw a little line right there for his mouth. Another line right here because he has these cheek creases in his cheeks. Very serious Batman. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and focus on drawing his eye now. It's this rounded shape. That it curves around right here, and then it goes inward a little, and then goes straight down and connects to the top of the mat, like where we drew on the letter V. So I'm going to draw that 2 more times to show you the letter V. Bring this down like the letter J. Front of his face. Connects with the pointy chin. Now we make a rounded shape for the front of his mask. It rounds in a little bit and then goes back out to connect to where his nose, that part of the mask for his nose. Alright, so for the final part of this video, I'm going to draw Batman's top of his mask. There's these spikes. And the one on the left should just be a little bit bigger. And now I'm going to draw his mouth. And this little line right to the side for his cheekbone. So for right by his neck, I'm going to draw a little line right here. I'm not going to color that in. It's going to make it look like a shiny part of his suit. And so for the rest of this, I'm going to actually draw a line right here too. And I'm not going to I'm not going to color this little line to make it look like the top of the head shiny too. Go ahead and get a different pencil to shade this in a little faster. We'll see where we are in just a minute. I feel like I've started stretching his face out a little too long by the end of this. So just don't draw his chin and his jaw as long, and you should be fine. You just keep shading that until you have it just right. Go over my outlines a little bit. Yeah, I think that's it for this video. As always, thanks for watching and have a good day.